All right. Hey, Weird War Weirdos. It's Brian. It's been a while. Sorry it's taking me so long to get some shit done, but life has been crazy. Okay, so tonight, what I'm going to do is it's going to be a shit on my table slash kind of like a hobby time. Hobby time. Hobby, doing hobby shit. Okay. So, let me get a knife here, if I have a fucking knife. Let's see. Of course, I got a knife, but no blade. That's not very good sign. That's something I need to buy. I need to buy some number 11s, number 7s, X-Acto blades, traditional X-Acto. Cat, stop. Okay, so tonight I'm gonna show you guys what I got. I got a couple things in. We will do this secret package of doom right here, coming all the way from Slovakia. Okay, and it is coming from none other than Brother Vinny. Brother Vinny used to be one of our sponsors, but not anymore. We got just too weird. But still makes some epic stuff. Okay, so I am a big fan of his. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. I'm a big fan of his Amazons, and as you guys know, I've got. Where did I put those? I've got Wonder Woman and like a little cohort of her Amazon babes. And he just came out with some more Amazon. So I purchased some of those. Some of these now, I don't remember what the official historical names are, but this is the one. These are like the lance guys, the chicks that throw the lances. It's not so much the spears, the big spears, but these are like they're throwing stuff. And I'll put links to all this stuff. I also got an Amazonian. I'm gonna try to show this stuff to you guys. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if I can try to. Man, I don't know how these camera fucking things work. But anyway, I got like an Amazonian standard bear. Can't see her. She's naked. She's fucking hot. She got this cool standard. But what I'm gonna do with it is I found on the internet, I found some flags that are, I don't know if they're canon for like the comics, but I'm sticking to Wonder Woman. These are Wonder Woman's written new, right? So they're coming from Paradise Island. Now, for all you comic book purists and shit, now Themyscira is the current name that they name, where the Amazons dwell or Wonder Woman's from. I try to stay with the Golden Age. I try to stay with like the traditional kind of original stuff. So it would be Paradise Island, okay, which is the same thing. I mean, Themyscira sounds cooler. It sounds maybe Greek or whatever, but I'm kind of a comic. I'm not so much a comic purist, but I think Paradise Island is cool. But so I found some flags, some banners on the internet of people, coming up with their own ideas of, hey, Tiki, what's up, dude? I'm talking about, so everybody, if you don't know Tiki the Hut, he's a badass Weird War weirdo. He's really into doing his own thing. He's created this whole kind of like setting that he's doing his Weird War in. And that's awesome. Just like what I'm doing here is like, again, these are Brother Vinny Amazons, and I found some Paradise Island / Themyscira like flags that people have created or whatever, and I found a really cool one. So it's kind of red, white, and blue in it. That's kind of my thing for Wonder Woman's colors. So I'll get this painted up as the Themysciran / Paradise Island band like flag. So that'd be cool. So it'd be unique. I got some more like cohorts, I guess they would be. Again, guys, this is a shit camera, but it's all I got. But what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Brother Vinny stuff that I'm showing off. But I got let's see, there's 3, 6, 9. I got 9 more like cohort chicks, you know, like the chicks with the giant spears. I'll have to let me get you some painted one. I have to turn this around because I forgot to put pants on, so you guys won't see my ass. So let me put this over here real quick while I stand up. Hope you don't see my butt. You might see my butt now. Let's see here. Let me get you with some painted versions of this stuff. I think it's this one. Not that one. I recently just kind of rearranged a lot of my minis in their boxes. Can't remember. Okay, so here's some painted up ones. I'll show you guys kind of like what the. Now these aren't painted by me. These are painted by my good buddy. Be fine. All right, so real quick. So this is the ones we got painted up so far. So here's Wonder Woman. You guys just have some reference. Let me see if it'll fucking show. I don't know what the hell. I'm trying to. Well, shit. Pull it back further. Fuck, I don't know how this shit works. How does this work, guys? Welcome to Weird World War II Tech. Anyway, shit. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. Maybe if I place this camera in a different position, you can see it better. There we go. Here we go. So here's Wonder Woman. That's about as good as you can get. Here's Wonder Woman with the shield of Aegeus right there. Okay. So there's Wonder Woman, and this was my miniature that I created. She's got a 45 on her hip. You know, she's walking with a sword. So this is in her battle pose. Okay. So that's Wonder Woman. Now here's one of her like commanders. And again, these are her retinue, right? So here's one of the commanders, and see their plume is a red, white, and blue. That's kind of like Wonder Woman's kind of colors, I've said. But these are all Brother Vinny minis. Again, here we go again. It's being stupid. But anyway, so there's a commander, and then we got here. Let me show you one of the cohorts or whatever you want to call them. So here are the ladies, like in any kind of spear. God damn, let me figure out how to do this shit. I'm sorry, guys. My tech is shit. Let's see here. Oh shit. Anyway, this is so I have a bunch of these, right? So they got the bronze shield. They got the Wonder Woman's red, white, and blue plumage. There we go. There's a better shot. Until I move. Everything's reversed here. Anyway, there's one of them. Anyway, so there's one of the shield or the spear chicks. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right now, and a leader. And here's like a musician. You know, she got a little. And of course they're naked. They're fucking Amazons, right? So, you know, shut up. You know, hell, Amazons don't need clothes, and they only wear just like the Greeks back in the day. They were fucking all naked except for their armor. They didn't give a shit. Anyway, so I got like 6 more of the shield and spear chicks, and he came out with a new set. Oh, then the standard bearer. And he came out with another new one. They have like, so I am ignorant to what the Greeks actually call them, but it's like their light infantry that threw the javelins. There's some sort of auxiliary. They have like funky little helmets. But I'll show you. But they're throwing like shield. They're throwing like spears. I know that's shitty, guys, but anyway, that's all I got. So I got like I got 4 of those. So what I'm going to do, of course, these are, magical Amazons, from a magical island. So their spears will be like, magical, and they'll explode, or they'll be able to penetrate armor or whatever. But those are the projectiles. And again, I'm not doing a full army because this is really Wonder Woman's just kind of personal bodyguard when she's on the field. Hoplites, there you go. So these are her, like, her bodyguard when she's actually on the field. And I got this is another one, just kind of like she's got a Medusa head in her hand. So I thought that'd be a cool, like, special weapon for the Amazons. They've acquired, Medusa, the Gorgon's head, and like can bring it on the battlefield, and like, anybody within a certain range needs to make like a, some sort of, like in my game we have skill checks. It's not leadership or morale, it's skill check, or they're morale checks, excuse me. But we'll do a morale check on them, and if they fail, they turn to stone. And what we'll do is it won't be like they're like stone forever. But it'll be throughout the game. So whatever. But if you like barely lose, maybe it's like D10 or D20, like actions or even turns, they'll be stone. So in effect that unit is stopped. And then I got another like commander unit. She's like, you can't see her, but she's wearing like a cloak. She's naked, but she's wearing a cloak around her. And she'll be with Wonder Woman when she's like doing like diplomatic dinners, and she'll still be naked, but she'll have a cloak on. So so it's not too risque. Now again, these are all from Brother Vinny. He's from Slovakia. Now, if you guys don't have any issues with buying from him, because even though he's in Slovakia, I have never had any issues of getting stuff from him in a time. This took like a week to get, maybe a week and a half to get. That's it. And it's, it's all resin, and they're great to talk to, real personable. Again, they used to be my sponsors, so I can't, have more praise for those guys. So give him a shout out, Brother Vinny. He's got all sorts of stuff. He's got fantasy stuff. He's got World War II stuff. He's got sci-fi stuff. A lot of hot chicks, minis, cool like Vikings. And hey, Tiki, he's actually got a samurai, or not samurai, Japanese pilot with a samurai sword. And then there's a zombie version of the same one. And he also sells Japanese zombies. The first guy out there to make Japanese zombies was Brother Vinny. It's fucking sweet. It's like, I think you buy 5 of them in a pack. They're great. I got them. They're great. But yeah, so I expanded my collection for Wonder Woman's retinue. And what I'll do is, those are painted by my buddy Mishi. You guys might know Mishi from the oh man, I'm going blank today. What's the not the miniatures page? That's old school. It is Lead Adventure Forum. If you guys don't know what the Lead Adventure Forum is, it's like the ultimate like wargaming like news group thing. It's been around fucking forever. In fact, it's probably one of the. I think it may outdate the miniatures page, which is fucking ancient. But this, me saying these, that's like old school. That we're talking like 90s, since they've been going. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. All right, so with that done, so those are my Amazons. Hopefully I'm gonna do some bartering or some trading or some get Mishi to paint up those babes. Like whenever I need a hot chick painted up, awesome, Mishi hooks me up because he is like the master of the female form. Just amazing. He's a cool motherfucker too. He's in Germany. He's an awesome dude. He's so cool. He plays like ancient. He's like in a band, right? They travel around the country, and they play like actual like medieval instruments, and they play music like medieval music. So that's sweet. He's a cool dude. Anyway, I'll put a link to. He also has a blog. I'll let you guys check out. And he does all sorts of shit. It's great. All right. So the second thing I got in this week was one of the coolest damn armor cars in the Wiz world, the 232. That's what I'm talking about. So there's a group build going on. Yalcom and I think was it Steve? Not Steve. Hold on a second. Let me get you. I want to be true to the sites because man, my memory is for shit. I mean, it's bad, guys. I'm lucky to remember how to play some of these damn games, to be honest with you. But so they do a group build, like they do a couple group builds like in a year, in the year. And this one is, let me give you guys the exact, let me see. Hold on a second. I know this is amateur town. But okay, so the sites, and I'll put links to this after the thing is done. Is okay, so it's Yoshim and Marcus. Okay. And their YouTube channels are Drama Model Bow. It's all German. I can't fucking say German. And Scale Bench Plastic Models. Let me grab those those links real quick, and I'll put them in the chat here quick. And this group build right now is for scout vehicles. Okay, so it can be any kind of scout. It doesn't have to be scout vehicles. It's military scouts. So it could be scout vehicles. It could be scout troops doing scouting kind of shit. So yeah. Okay. So let me. Okay. So this one, here's a link up here, guys, if you want to check it out. Okay. That is Yalcom's site. Okay. And then this one is, okay, this one is Marcus's. And they're scale modelers, guys. So like if you guys want to see some fucking awesome stuff, like, because we all being in war and miniature wargaming, we all skirt the hobby in like, wargaming and model building. And it's funny because I never understood how a lot of these modelers never transitioned into wargaming, because I mean, wargaming actually allows you to play with the models that you just built. So I have a buddy of mine, my best friend Jason. He is like Hollywood quality, like modeler. I mean, he does those giant ship models, right? And when it comes in a giant box and it just has like rope and like pieces of wood, you gotta bend them all, and it's like he's building a real fucking ship, like out of just planks of wood. It's fucking amazing. But when it's done, it's just insane. But it's like, and he's a big model kit guy, and I'm like, he just never made the leap from model building and painting to wargaming, because he just he puts the stuff on, he displays it, and then or he sells it because it's so fucking badass. He makes some power money selling that stuff. But he just never made the transition into actual tabletop wargaming. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's interesting. Seeing those modelers never quite, going the distance. You can actually play with your toys or play with the kits you just built and painted. But anyway, so my bit is going to be this 232. Okay, so if you guys don't know what the 232 is, it's an 8 wheel heavy armor car. Now, so this was early war stuff, early to mid war, until the 234s came out, 234 models came out. But so this one, I think you can make it without it, but this has the aerials, like the radio antenna, the big old frame antennas, which look cool as hell. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna. So not everyone had that. That was kind of like the platoon leaders or or the company leader's, vehicle would have the frame on the rest of they'd have antennas for their normal radio sets. But this is more like, it's interesting because the more you research these armies, right? It's like, okay, so like United States was badass in World War II because they could call in artillery fire like on a platoon level or even a squad level at times, right? So you can call, like, you're a platoon leader and like, shit, my guys need fire support, and the radio net or the phone net or whatever, they can, do whatever. But like, I want to say the Germans were at company level. They can call in artillery support at company level. So, and we're talking about, units that weren't indigenous to the platoon or the company. So we're talking like the regimental, artillery assets or, divisional assets. So, but yeah, it's like, I think the Soviets are like regimental levels, who called in the fire support for whatever. So it was like, so having that communications, and having that ability of your fucking platoon leaders or even your squad leaders to call in fire support is fucking massive because, you instant artillery fire into a zone that needs it right away. Right. So, but anyway, I digress. But like early war, the Soviets didn't have fucking antennas. They didn't have radios in their shit. So they were like flags and bullshit, whatever. I mean, there might be a company commander or, a regiment commander or something like that, that would have a radio set, but like he wouldn't have like a fucking gun on the vehicle because the radio stuff took up so much space or whatever it is. But the Germans are pretty good with their radio. They're pretty proficient in radio communications, even early in the war. But anyway, so this is going to be my contribution to the group build. And if you guys, if you guys, I haven't done group builds in a long time. I did a group build last year for them. I did that King Tiger with the Shoggoth tentacles coming out of it. That was my the group build was heavy metal. That was the like heavy armor. Something with heavy armor. And so I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm gonna do Weird War. I'm gonna like King Tiger, Shoggoth infused, tentacles, and Teen Tigers. Or I should say Bengal Tigers. So here you go, guys. A little history for you. It's actually called a Bengal Tiger. Okay? It's not a fucking King Tiger. It's a Bengal Tiger. That's what the Germans actually called it, was the Bengal Tiger. I guess whatever. Or I guess Bengal means, I don't know. But that's what the Germans called it. Okay? And that's another thing. I hate when fucking people are playing Americans and they keep calling their M4 Shermans. The fucking Americans didn't call them Shermans. That's a British thing. Okay? They called them M4s. But, that nomenclature didn't kind of till like late war or post-war. So, and the British were always about naming American used vehicles, naming like generals, like Civil War generals and just other generals. And then we kind of took that lead, I think Pershing was the first like American general, like America named the tank the Pershing. So, you guys all know who Pershing was. He was a badass general. So anyway, so my favorite model company in the whiz world, Tamiya. It's the shit. It's the best. Right there. Oh, right there. Tamiya. Best kits in the world ever. I mean, I was building these as a kid. Shit, I was building Tamiya kits before I was gaming. 135 scale, but this is a 148. If you guys don't know, in my gaming I use 148. I don't do that made up warlord bullshit scale of 156. Now I'm just not besmirching anybody who does, okay? But that's a completely made up fucking scale that warlord pulled out of their ass when they created bolt action, which is fine. But those vehicles are just horribly undersized for the minis that you guys get, and that's like 28s. They're 28s. I usually buy bigger stuff, like 32s. This kind of heroic 28s is kind of what I like to play with. Hydrating, as my friend Tiki says. You got to stay hydrated. This shit's good. It's like flavored water. It's not like real sweetener. It's like, the cancer causing mutagenic fake sugar. But you can barely taste it. It's mostly just kind of like carbonated water with just a touch of flavor in it. And they're like 80 cents, or no, they're like maybe like 70 cents or 80 cents. They're really good. But okay, so let's check it out. We'll do a box open. I fucking hate box openings, but hey, I'm here. So fuck it. So here we go. You got two boxes. You got the top and the bottom of the box. All right. So Tamiya, which is fucking awesome. They got tech tips for all you people who've never modeled before. Great tips. How to take, how to cut it off the sprue and how to weld molds and scrape them off and drill holes. But that's cool. They got a little something. I don't need that shit, but it's there if you don't know how to do it. All right, and then we got a little bio, just a little short bio, what's going down, and then the excellent some a lot of people I've noticed because I watch a lot of modeling YouTube channels. And a lot of the guys that do reviews for model kits, they really hate instruction manuals that aren't in color. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think I've ever fucking built a model with a color instruction book ever. If I had, I don't remember it. So I don't really give a shit if it's color or not. Because I don't know. What do you need color for? To show the sprues? I mean, it's just like schematic drawings. It's like illustration. But anyway, so we've got decals for 1941 Second Company, 8th Armor Reconnaissance Battalion of the 5th Panzer Division. Ooh, and that 5th and 5th Rommel's Ghosts. I think that's what those are. And then we got one for the 1st Company, 19th Armor Reconnaissance Battalion of the 19th Panzer Division during Kursk. That's 43. So then they kind of give there's the kind of wiggly camo. And then you got the solid gray. All right. So there's that. We got the decals. Everybody loves decals. I've been doing this for 40 plus years. I got a decal box that's like, ugh. Awesome. I think my bits box is awesome. You should see that decal box. Woo. All right, guys. And then we got here's the instructions. Look at that shit. Perfect. That's all you need. Look at that. Ooh, you got pictures, part numbers. It's not crazy overly. I mean, if you're a war gamer and if it's hard for you to have 5 bits to your tank, then to it's not as bad as Hobby Boss. Holy shit. I love Hobby Boss. They're a good company too, but my God, it's let's say there's, I wonder how many parts are on this. I don't know if it says. Let's just say there's 100 parts. I'm just making shit up. Let's say there's 100 parts, right, for this kit. Hobby Bosses would be 500. It's just tons. They're great and they're detailed as hell, but yeah, it's I got a platoon of T-34s that are done, except I gotta fucking figure out how to glue these damn individual tracks on, right? See, Tamiya's pretty. So back in the day, Tamiya had rubber track, the old school rubber tracks, right? Those are easy. I mean, they look like shit if you didn't do some work to them, but you put the rubber around it and you burn them together, and then you get some string and you'd slack the track on the road wheel. You couldn't see it after you painted everything. Or if it's booking, you don't have to fuck with that at all, because it's the track will go up when it's moving, but if it's sitting still, the track will bend down, in that gap between the road wheels and the whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so there you go. And there's kind of see, that's what it would look like without the frame, and then that's the one with the frame. I'm probably gonna do the frame. I'm gonna make a platoon of these eventually. And so what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna make platoons of this shit, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint them gray, and then I'm gonna use them both for my Chinese and my war timeline, alternate timeline. The Japanese not team up. The Germans are backing the Chinese. So early in the war, Skoda opens up a factory in all right, man. Tiki, thanks for swinging by, dude. Have fun at work. Don't work too hard, dude. But so Skoda sent to open up a factory in China, and they're pumping out like 38 Ts and shit like that, and 38, 35 or Panzer 35s and Panzer 30. You guys know what I'm talking about, 38s. But I'm also going to say that they sent a bunch of like armored cars and whatnot to help the Chinese, Japanese. So it'd be cool. Anyway, so I'll get a lot of use out of these, being the Asian front or the European front. So, but yeah, here we go. There's one sprue there. That's the body, and then we got I don't know. This looks like there's the antenna. The frame antenna and some of the other special bits. And then you got two hole details and wheels. There you go. Boom. That's it. 4 fucking sprues. That's nothing. That's nothing for a model kit, guys. So, and it comes in bags. If you guys need to know that shit, I don't do box openings. That's stupid, but I did it. I did a box opening. My first box opening. But anyway, so I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to work on this tonight. You guys can hang out with me and watch me cut little pieces of plastic off a fucking sprue and glue them together. So I have to admit, my model building equipment is woefully like old and like pitiful. So this is an old X-Acto. Hey, HS, what's up, dude? It's going down. Oh, were you gonna? Yeah, you gotta get in this stream, dude. I think Tiki went back to work. He got busted. They're like, you're not watching Weird World War II again, are you? Get back to work. He's like, ah. But yeah, so I want to say this is a squadron signal, or I think it's a squadron signal. Pliers. These are old as hell, and they're bent and kind of rusty, but shit. It's all good. So that's what I use there. And then you got your trusty X-Acto blade. Got to have millions of these things. What else do I need? I think that's about it. Model construction. All right, so the best glue on the planet for model kits, for plastic, okay? You want Tamiya extra thin plastic cement, baby. That is the glue of the gods right there. That shit is the best for any of your plastic needs right there. So all you like 40K players or Warlord guys or whatever, that's the reason why I don't stream like I used to, because shit, I'm working all the fucking time. Ugh. My eyes have gone to hell too. So, but yeah, so guys, there you go, liquid cement. This shit like actually melts the plastic together. So yeah, plastic weld is good too. Yeah, I give you that. That's an okay one. But to it may be just my preference, but I've used this shit forever. Remember back in the day, HS, when we were building like model kits in the 80s and 70s, using the testers like tube glue. Oh my! And the big streamers, trying to do a fucking plane kit with that gel glue. Your cockpits are all looking jacked up. It's good stuff. Good times. Live and learn, man. Live and learn. All right. Now I was saying, HS, I'm doing a group build, and the category is a reconnaissance, military reconnaissance, right? So I'm doing the 232. There you go. So, it's true, buddy. It's true. Old school is the best school. All right, guys. So I guess what I'll do is I don't know if you guys want to look at my face. That's probably scary. So let me see if I can bend this thing down. Oh, you can. Oh, there you go. I can actually do some shit like let you guys watch me. Okay. What we got going on here? We got craziness happening on my computer. Let me get out. Okay. So here we go. Step number uno. Let's see how many steps are in this thing. I think it's 12. No, there's 16 steps to making this badass armored car of doom. Oh, yeah. you use the tester tube for filler? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely fucking. I remember the smell, man. The smell is like brutal. But yeah, man. But yeah, so what we do is you guys cut off the sprue. And again, guys, Tamiya, in my opinion, is the best. The best of the best. Good stuff. All right. So there you go. There's the top hole. I know a lot of the war gamers, you guys aren't, I'm generalizing here, but like people who are just wanting to play, some of the modeling companies, or not modeling companies, some of the war gaming companies, make good kits that, there's only like 2 or 3 pieces. It's probably like the body, or I should say the hull, the turret, then a couple track sets, and there you go, which is fine. I mean, I like my stuff to be a little bit more like detailed, a little bit more realistic looking. But shit, it's just preference. This is a fucking dull ass blade. I think this is my last fucking blade too, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, the sniff proof. I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember them coming out with all sorts of kind of like more kid friendly or environmental friendly. Guys, I mean, if you want some good glue, you're gonna have to fuck the environment. It's gonna smell. Is there some fucking blades? Ooh, there's some blades there. Let me get some blades over there. You guys are looking at all mine. This is how I store my shit in a big old. These are actually mold. I used to run a geotechnical firm, and these were molds to make like cylinders of like concrete or whatever the fuck they were making. We'd make those cylinders, and then we test them. We'd crush them to see when they would fail. And then we tell the engineers like, "Yep, it's in spec. No, that foundation ain't worth a shit." And then the engineers like, "That's okay, because we only guarantee a house foundation for 10 fucking years." So it's like, So, ladies and gentlemen, if you buy a brand new house, I'm sure your fucking foundation is only guaranteed for 10 years. You can pour fucking water cement and it'll last for 10 years. And then, this being Texas, you'd be surprised, the amigos are, that shit's, I mean, I give them all the credit in the world. Those guys bust ass, especially when they're pouring concrete or asphalt. Holy shit, that's brutal job when it's 110 outside and they're messing with that shit. But they tend to like to water that shit down to better move it around. But the more water you add, the worse it gets shitty. Front rank and heroes get best. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a big, I'm not much of a rank and file gamer. In fact, I don't think I take that back. I had an Imperial Rome army in 172 scale. And man, just like every dumbass kid, when you're, you start painting up all these badass Romans, and at 172, the flexi plastic, the soft plastic, and then guess what? When you start playing with them, you realize that plastic moves, right? Because it's flexi, and all that paint just flicks off, and you're like, bug it. I'm not. That's the one thing I do not do, guys. Is I do not repaint something. Oh my god. I shouldn't say I don't. I don't want to if I don't have to. I hate repainting, man. My god, that's the worst. Is repainting something. It's like I already painted that once. I'm not gonna paint it again. It looks okay. Another cool thing about armor kits is if you fuck up, it doesn't matter, right? Because guess what? You can just make a battle damage. It's a dent, or it's a ricochet, or whatever the hell it is. What do we got here? B15 and B5, huh? So these are the pegs that hold the pieces together. Let's see what we got here. B5 and B15. I usually don't even look at the instructions, to be honest with you guys. I just start building the damn thing. But, hell, I'm online. So I figure I should do it right? Do it right, man. Follow the instructions. I can find. Where's B? Here's B. Where you at? There's B15. Since these are internal, I just rip them off the sprue. I don't even cut them off. It doesn't matter. It's a peg that goes on the inside of the damn vehicle. So it's not like you gotta. Oh, I will pop off the flash on it though. But all right, B15, you're in the rump. You're in the rump back here. You're in the rump. There you go. Always, so as a suggestion, always pre-fit your shit just to make sure that's the right bit that goes in there. Okay, so yeah, that fits in there. So that's what I do. I get my trusty dusty liquid cement. Whoop, put a little drop in that bad boy, and then just stick this bad boy on top, and there you go. Piece secured. There you go. Amazing. Isn't it? Amaze balls. Action-packed videos here, huh? All right, where's the other one? B5, B4, B4. There it is. But yeah, so what have you been up to, HS? What's the weather up there? We had a big cold spell here like yesterday, and it's already fucking, it's already gone. We had some snow up north, some ice. Do you guys get ice, like ice? I'm sure you guys I'm sure you get ice, but like, I'm sure most of it's like snow, right? Because fuck, I don't know. I don't know shit about Alaska, dude. Except it's cold as hell. It's cold as hell. If hell's cold, I don't know. That's what Dante said. Didn't he say the lowest level of hell was cold, like ice? Isn't that where Judas is? Like the worst sin is like being a traitor or betrayal or whatever. And I think the lowest level of hell is Judas, and it's like frozen or some shit. I can't remember. I think that's how that went. All right, so there's that. Now we need the bate. This looks like a pretty easy kit. I'll probably get this done tonight. I guess I should be doing this in front of you guys. I mean, it's not really action packed, but yeah. I mean, if anybody has to say anything, just say something. If you guys want to, like HS, dude, if you want to jump in, man, I could send you a link. You can make your first online appearance. Don't worry, man. No one watches this shit, so no one will even know you're on. No, I take that back. All you badass Weird War weirdos watch it. Shit, you guys are the best. You guys are real gamers. Doing it your way, the weird way, the best way. The best way. Yep, we were working today. Fucking cold. Here it's like cold, windy, and wet. Man, that's no fun when you're going in and out, in and out, in and out of that. No bueno. I love it. It's like people don't tip you any better if it's cold or wet or raining or fucking fires falling from the sky. They still pay you. I have to admit, I mean, not all of them are shit, but there's a lot of people who don't ever they tip where the shit. All right, so there's this. Let's see how this goes. So one cool thing about these guys, these had like dual transmission, like dual drives, I guess. So like they can go as fast as fast backwards as they can go forward, right? And you got the rear driver's position was here, and then there's the forward driver's position. So yeah, so I mean that's awesome. I mean, you're talking about like, that's one thing about like bolt action. They had that recce rule or whatever where they could like back up real quick or whatever. And I always thought it's like, I think the only ones that should be able to do that are the dual drive ones, right? I think the Germans had one, and I think the Italians had an armor car that had dual drive. I don't think the Brits did. I think they're the only ones, those two. But there may be other dual drive that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I mean that shit. Think about it. It's like you can get into trouble and you can get out of trouble as fast as you got into it. So that's pretty sweet. All right, let's make sure I don't put this shit on the wrong way, which happens commonly. All right, there you go. See, it just fits in these pegs, and there you go. Booyah. Great expert model building abilities. Here we go. You always like fit it, make sure it's not stupid. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I know this ain't action packed, guys, but this is what I got tonight. So I put a little glue on the pegs, and I'm putting a little glue where the hole connects to it. There we go. Here we go. Now another thing, guys, be careful of this liquid cement is really runny, right? So if it's gonna run, just be careful where you put your fingers, right? Because you leave a fucking fingerprint in that stuff, right? And I usually just lather the hell out. This stuff is so thin that you can just lather the hell out of something, right? And what you want to do is like if you're worried about it, so I can put a fingerprint around the fucking front hole right there. If you're worried about like a seam or something, just press them together, and this stuff like welds. It'll make like a beaded weld right there, and then you just come back later and just kind of scrape that shit. Look, oh shit, I fucking put a fingerprint on this bitch. Damn it. Another tricky way to do that is get some glue and just kind of squish it out. Anyway, there's that. All right. It dries really quick too. And when you paint over it, you cannot see the glue at all, man. Like all this excess glue right here, you won't even fucking see it after you paint it. All right, now we're doing the sides here. Attaching side panels. Number three. So Mel has been, like I talked about my wife because she's in the shower right now. Mel has been, she's been watching all these crazy videos about Gen Z or millennials or some shit, just like how stupid they are or whatever. It's kind of funny. She's like, those damn millennials, they ain't worth a damn. It's kind of funny. She's getting to be an old crotchety old lady. All right. That's another thing, man. It's like a lot of these early war tanks, at least the Germans, man, they had shit tons of hatches all over them, man. Like you look at the Panzer IV, you got like the top hatch, you got the hull hatches for like the driver and the radio operator, and then you got two hatches on the side for like the gunner and like the loader to jump out They have to. And then I believe they had a lower hatch underneath the. So that's a lot of fucking hatches, dude. A lot of hatches. That's one thing that so because we play Battleground Weird War 2, and if a vehicle crew if a tank gets disabled or whatever, the crew still exists, right? They can still do shit. But the problem is like bailing out is dangerous as hell, right? Because they got to actually bail out. They got to open their hatches and jump out, right? But so you got infantry shooting at them and whatnot, and that's not always a good thing. But like it's worth the it's worth the research to see if the vehicles that you're using in your game have like lower hull hatches. So like in the game, you could say they're exiting out the lower hull, so they've got that. I forgot to also say steel wool. Steel wool is your fucking friend. Okay, love this shit. And then like just like a general whatever. Just a really fine grain piece of sandpaper. Stuff you need at times. You don't really need. Again, guys, I mean, this is for wargaming, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like to try to get it pretty perfect. I mean, I like to try it. So, I'll sand the shit down and do a little bit of that kind of shit. Steel wool is great, guys. It's like, you kind of do the steel wool over it, just because, sometimes when you're sanding, it gets kind of, it gets fluffy and furry. And then you can just use the steel wool to clean all that shit off and just give it a nice smooth surface. Now, again, guys, this is just how I do it. I'm doing it the same way I've done for 40 plus years, right? So I'm sure if you watch other like professional modeler guys, they have all sorts of other kick-ass trips. I don't know what's with me. It's like, all these people are like, hey man, have you watched this video about this painting technique? Have you watched all? I'm like, I don't know what it is, man, but I am so set in my ways that like I don't watch painting tutorials. I mean, I'll watch like showcase videos, like my pal James from JVC Paint. He paints a fucking painting machine, right? And I like watching his showcase videos. It's cool, right? But it's like all these guys do great painting tutorial. I just don't care. I probably should watch it. Probably give me some great insight on some of this shit. But I just, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm just gonna keep doing it the way I've always done it, just because I know how to do it that way. That way. Just the old Gronard kind of mentality, right? That's what you do. All right. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm test fitting the sides, just make sure they'll fit okay. Just see how they fit. Make sure that it looks pretty good. I'm telling you, man, these tomato. Oh no, you got bad connection. I'm sorry, dude. You're not missing much, man. It's just me putting pieces together. But Tamaya, I'm telling you guys, Tamaya is the best. I mean, these damn pieces. I mean, whoever made these kits they're just amazing, because these pieces just fit. You can almost snap these things together. They fit so well. I mean, no, you need to glue them, but you know what I mean. They're just like heaven. I mean, building a Tamaya kit is like heaven, right? It's fucking like heaven. I love it. It's easy, it's straightforward. There's not a lot of fucking variables in it, and it's just like the bomb. So I'm gonna put some glue on this bad boy. I don't know if you guys can hear Mel's in the shower, so she's all naked and wet. So there you go. A little titillatingness for you guys. Can't see it though, but you can hear it. It's a ASMR. What do they call those things? Like sounds. It's like a whole new like term for like sounds. What the fuck? This is weird. Oh, you know it, man. It is totally the Cadillac. I love me some Tamiya, dude. It's beauty. They've always been good. I mean, maybe their early stuff is kind of not as good as their new shit, but my God, their new stuff is just phenomenal. If I can get this damn thing on here. It's just me. It's not the kid, guys. It's the guy building it. All right, let's see what we got here. But yeah, if you guys have never built a Tamiya kit, you guys are missing out. You really should give it a go, give it a try. They are fucking great. They're great. And again, with this liquid cement, guys, man, it's just you can just touch a seam, and the stuff will just go in there. And it doesn't even matter if you spill over. It just doesn't fucking matter because it's so thin, and it's gonna when it dries, it's so fucking you can't see it when it dries, and it make a weld. But you do have to watch out for those fingerprints. But hell, no big deal. Usually I would use a rubber band and all that shit, but hell, this is just for fun. Oh, Glencoe. I don't know if I know Glencoe. Okay, here we go. The worst model kits in the world ever is shit, I just went blank. Limburg. Oh my God. Limburg models were horrific. I mean, just god awful, man. They're just awful. Limburg. Any kit they made was shit. Every kit they made was shit. But yeah, Limburg, man, that's just. And those are a lot of the Limburg kits are like introductory kits, right? For like kids and whatnot. I'm just like, man, you need to introduce your kid to like the Cadillac of fucking kids. It's like a Tamiya. And they'll fall in love with model building. I mean, it might be a little complex at the beginning with a lot of parts, but dude, they will fit right. You can actually play with these damn things. They're so awesome. You hearing that, Tamiya? Any Tamiya reps? Hook me up, dude. I'll keep sending praises to you. Which I'm not getting paid for this shit, so they're just badass kids. Yeah, so Tamiya. So like when I first started doing World War II, right, in 28 mil, dude, they didn't. There was like I think Black Tree, and maybe. I think Black Tree and Easy 8, might have been Black Tree and Easy 8 were the only companies who were making 28 millimeter World War II, right? That's it. Everything else was like, 20s or, 15s or whatever, 10s or whatever the hell, micro armor kind of shit, right? But they were the first. But anyway, so like, but no one made any vehicles, right? No one made any, maybe Jeeps or maybe an armored car or some shit, but these gaming companies were not making like vehicles, right? So the only thing we could find back in the day, this is like the early 90s, guys, was Bandai made a bunch of 1/48 scale vehicles, like tanks and armor cars, and they did Pack 40s and Flax and some Ziz shit. But that was it, right? That was the only shit that was in 1/48. Was that Bandai stuff. Now there was a couple, like I think Aurora might have made a couple, but those things weren't even into scale, and they were shit. They were shit models. But so me and my best friend, we traveled like all of Texas, and we hit like every damn. This is like in the early 90s, mid 90s. We hit like every model store in Texas, right? And the best model stores, guys, are the dingy ones, right? It's like some retired guy selling models, and it's like there's no like it's not it looks like a fucking den of vipers, but what it is just model kits from the floor to the ceiling on every scale you could imagine, everything. That's the kind of model kit. That's the kind of model stores you want to go to, not like Hobby Lobby, all this corporate bullshit. You want to go to those dingy, dark model stores that have like 5 million model kits of every possible description and scale. Hell, we went to this one model store down in Houston and nothing was priced, right? Not a goddamn thing was priced. And I'm like, what's the price of this? $20. What's the price of this? And I'm like, how do you know? And he's like, oh, I just make up a price when. So like, if you piss him off, you know, he's gonna probably charge you more. But anyway, but that was awesome. He didn't screw people, but I can't remember. There was a model shop in Dallas called Phil's Hobbies. Oh man, that was epic. But I bought like every 148 Bandai armor kit on the planet. Oh, hold on, guys. Mel's, hey baby.
Hey.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody. I am going to bed.
You going to bed? Give me kisses. I'm gonna do this probably a little bit longer.
Have fun with your little friends.
All right. Good night, babe. I'll be in there in a little bit. But ooh, she smells all nice and clean. All right, but yeah, Phil's Hobbies. Oh man, it was epic. He was a big which is kind of interesting because you know hobby stores back in the day were like model kits, trains, and maybe limited RC. This was like in the 80s and stuff, in like you know 80s and 90s or whatnot. But then like all the hobby stores started carrying like fucking RC stuff, right? I'm just like, what the fuck? First of all, that shit's so damn expensive, right? I don't know. When I was in junior high, I remember Tamiya came out with a line of with race cars, right? Like plastic race cars. And oh shit, those were awesome. Yeah, I did fall into RC for a little bit when I was a kid. But then it was nuts. It was fucking cool as hell though. All right. Enough of that shit. But yeah, but I always enjoyed the hobby shops that were they were not RC and all that crap. I like the kits. Now I love trains. I mean trains are cool. I went to a train convention just the other month. This summer there was a train convention. So we have a train museum here in town in Temple. And it's was it South? I don't remember what company. Baby, you remember what the train company is here? Do you know? I don't know. She doesn't know. But they had a train convention. It was pretty cool. It's like $5 to get in. Bunch of train stuff is expensive. Holy cow, that stuff is super expensive. I remember trains being expensive. I don't remember trains being that fucking expensive. But yo, this was a trip though, guys. So I'm in there checking everything out, and there's a trio of kids, and I call them kids. They're probably late teens, early 20s, and they're dressed up. You know, they're like shit kicker. You know, like cowboys or whatever. Which you know, I'm not disparaging that. That's just what we call them, are shit kickers. But it's like these 3 kids, and they're like, you know. I'm like, first of all, there's kids at a train con. I'm like, what the hell? And they don't look like weird. They're wearing cowboy stuff, but you know, that's Texas for you. But and they're like, they go, oh my god, check it out, dude! And they're like all excited about like, oh look, it's a 1958, Albany Express, model 8352, zing zong bling, baba gadoobu, train car. I'm like, holy shit, dude, look at it. And they're like freaking out. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. There's a level of nerd that I can't even comprehend because they were saying shit like it was awesome. They're talking train jargon. It was pretty cool. But it was cool to see a younger crowd, a younger age group getting into some of this older stuff, because I don't know, man. I see the state hobby and the price it is to get into it, and just the shenanigans that a lot of the companies use to, against the customers. And I don't know, man. I seriously think we're the maybe not the Gen Xers, but maybe the millennials will be the last generation to do wargaming. But there'll always be somebody wargaming, but it won't be in the cultural zeitgeist or anything. I don't know if it is now, to be honest with you, but slot cars, yeah, right on. Oh, N and Z gauge, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I I don't think I ever bought into trains. I had a buddies whose dad was a nut, and he was HO. A lot of guys are into HO, but he was a huge HO guy, and you know, uh, and that's another thing, guys. If you don't think about, you don't really think about it. It's like if you want to go to these train conventions, and you can pick up some modeling stuff or some stuff for your terrain and stuff for your wargaming. 28 mil would be O scale, and then what 15 mils or what HO. I'm not sure what does N and Z gauge. What scales would those relate to in a wargaming? You in hose? I'm in hose too. Yeah, I mean, I know that you're going through that right now with the collections that you have. I sat down. A good friend of mine passed away last year, and he's an old school gamer, and you know, when he passed away, he had a bunch of stuff, right? And his wife is distraught and devastated, and she just has a ton of this stuff, right? And she when she looks at it, she thinks of her husband, and there's that level of remembrance. But I mean, she doesn't need 5,000 miniatures and whatever. And so we helped her out to sell it, but it really made me think about what do I want to do with all this stuff when I die, right? That's like I don't want to burden Mel with all this shit. I mean, she's gonna be hopefully she'll be upset that I'm dead. She might be happy, but I would think she'd be kind of upset. But it's like I got a lot of shit, and it's like I've talked to a couple buddies and that are into Weird World War II, and if they want it or whatever. But I'm still it's still out. The jury's still out on it. I can't take it with me. There was a time when I first got into wargaming. I'm like, if I die, I'm gonna be buried with all my shit. Because you have that pride with your armies and stuff or whatever. But as you get older, this shit is just a hobby. It's not, to me, it's not as important as it had been in the past. There you go. Hell yeah. HS is going to have an army of various scales of troops around him he can take to the afterlife. Now, if I knew there was an afterlife and I could take shit with me, I'd be totally Egyptian. Yep, bury it with me so I can war game, so I can play games. Okay, yeah. So N is 187. Yeah. So Rocco. Yeah. So Rocco was such a strange scale. I mean, I think that was specifically designed for trains. Wasn't that a German company, Rocco? And they had it's funny because they would have modern day at the time. So there'd be martyrs and leopard tanks and M113s they would sell, and she kind of German modern equipment of the 80s and 70s. I'm just I don't need any of that. I think they did some World War II. Rocco did some World War II stuff too, I think. Because I remember seeing some tigers and panthers in Rocco's Minnesota, something like that. Having make 8 of these wheels. Well, that makes sense. There's 8. It's an 8 rad, as the Germans would say. It's an 8-wheeled bad boy. All right, there's 4. Whoop. Look at the action pack, guys, putting wheels together. I know some people like, like the diehard modelers. I don't know. In my experience, diehard modelers love fucking Tamiya, but there's some other kits that have actual like rubber wheels and whatnot. I don't give a shit. It looks the same when you paint it up. Prizer. Okay. I don't think I'm familiar with that name. Was that Micro Armor? I remember Micro Armor. I mean, I remember seeing that shit when I was a kid. Like, look at these little tanks. How do you build a diorama with these little things? You don't. You play with them. I'm like, what? Get out of town. Get out of town. Oh, there's a funny little side story, guys. As a kid, I worked at the Wax Museum in Grand Prairie, Texas. Anyway, there were sisters that worked there. They're from Iran, right? And they're first generation, American in their family. They came from Iran to America. So, English is their second language. But anyway, was like, trying to, being funny. And instead of saying get out of town, right? That little phrase, you say, she said, get out of the city. Oh, dude. It was great. She never lived that down. But yeah. Fun times when you can like make fun of people and it's not like, oh, you're fucking racist or I'm gonna cancel you or whatever dumb shit. Fuck. Whatever. Oh, their competitor. Okay. Oh, with Gundams, yeah. Does Gundam is Bandai, right? That's a Bandai brand, if I remember correctly. Do they not make like infantry? Because there's a great channel. It's like, in fact, they're Canadians. I think it's like, shit, I don't remember what the hell it's called. Like, anyway, it's a guy who runs this giant Gundam like store in Canada, right? This is the channel. And it's just him like picking orders, right? And people showing all the. But dude, this guy's got this big ass warehouse just full of Gundam shit. And I'm looking at it, as he's pulling orders and stuff or whatever, and it's all Gundam stuff, but there's no like. Do they have infantry in the story? I mean, I thought they did. I tried. So like, okay, so the Crafty Gamer was talking about Gundam, right? And he did a challenge, a weird World War II Gundam challenge, which I did, but I didn't do a video for it. I did an intro video for it, but I haven't done it. Anyway, so I kind of like looked into Gundam, right? And, it's huge. There's all these different stories and fucking character, whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about Gundam other than, what I know in the general census of it. So I'm going to watch. I'm going to start from the very first show, and then I'm going to watch it all, and then I'm going to go to the next show and just watch it all, right? I could not get past, like, the first season of the first show. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? I didn't get into it. I mean, Big Giant Robots is cool and all, but the story, the fucking, like, they're like kids, like, piloting these damn things. I'm just like, nope. Dumb. 1/100, okay. Oh yes, I remember. Okay, guys, all you youngins out there, back in the day, when you wanted to order some, something, usually wargaming or even model kits, you'd go to, and like if the model shop didn't carry it, they can order it, right? Because they have a distributor and all that shit, right? They'd have these catalogs, these giant fucking black and white catalogs. And there would be like, you order whatever the fuck you want. But a lot of these companies, they wouldn't even, there would be no pictures. There would just be a description like 100 scale Gundam infantry with bazookas. That's all it'll say. And it'll show a price. There'll be the description, the model number, and a price. So you didn't even know what the fuck they look like. You didn't know if they're metal or plastic or wood or whatever the fuck. But you lucked out if there was a line drawing of the thing that you're wanting. It's just like, what? It's funny. I want to say, isn't there a new Gundam coming out or BattleTech or some? I know that's taboo, combining Gundam and BattleTech, but I can't remember which franchise it is. But they're doing like a wargaming, like I want to say Gundam is coming out with like a wargaming rule set or something. Because I guess the BattleTech thing was so massive, right? I'm sure Bandai is like, well, shit, let's get into the wargaming thing, make some cash money. Shit, I don't blame them. Shit, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, I think isn't Gundam more popular than BattleTech? I mean, maybe not in wargaming circles, but in general, I think they're more popular. I don't know why they wouldn't just jump on the bandwagon for that. Okay, what we got here? So we did the wheels. There's your 8 wheels, guys. Whoop. See, fascinating 8-wheel action. Here's the hole. There's the hole. 8 wheels. All right. Next, we got the suspension. Make 2. All right, that's good. So A20 and A6, huh? Here's A6s. There's 2 A6s here. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, are you playing K47 HS? No one plays it here. I mean, nobody except me breaks weird in Central Texas. Seriously. There might be some guys playing Trench Crusade for the minute, but I honestly think that's going to be just kind of a flash in the pan kind of thing. But I hope not. I hope it gets people into like playing Weird War and like graduate to other weird things. Scope Dog. I don't know what that is. Is that just like is that some obscure like anime or toy line or something? I have to admit, I've read the K47 rules. They ain't bad. I think they're better than I have not read the 3rd edition of Bolt Action. Have not read that, so I don't know what the 3rd is like. But I've seen a couple like videos on like what's new and shit. It's very little that's new or different. I think it's actually been designed to kind of fucking you buy platoons of vehicles instead of like 1 or 2, which fucking Warlord wanting to. I mean, listen, I can't fault them. They're a company. They need to make money, and they make these fucking. They design these codexes to they design these games to make them. take platoons of fucking tanks. You know, they're cheap. So why not take a platoon if you can, right? Shit. But yeah, the K-47 rules I think are a lot better than the bolt action. I think the reactionary rules are cool. One thing I don't like about K-47 is they don't have templates though. That sucks. That's that first edition bolt action shit. Man, you can't war game without templates. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, you go to the retirement home? That's cool. I never thought about that. You know, we have a huge VA clinic here, and there's several VA like retirement homes here, and then there's then they got the private stuff all around here. Lot of vets in this town. Oh, Vor, yeah, Vor was cool. Panzer Grenadiers, right on. Yeah, I mean, dude, you know, the K-47 line of minis are outrageous. I mean, outrageously priced. I mean, my God, they're outrageous. I'm just like, what? That's expensive. That's expensive as hell. Um, and I don't know, dude. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of their walkers. I think Dust does the best walkers in Weird War, to be honest with you. But they have some cool stuff. Some of their power armor guys are kind of cool, I guess. I like the Soviet power armor. It looks all clunky and like looks just like brutish, like Soviet shit is. But yeah, man. But their walker, like the big giant Soviet walker, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of that. It's a beast. Don't get me wrong. It's huge, but I don't know. And it's expensive as shit. It's crazy. Yeah, dude. I DoorDash for a living, and I'm at the VA every day, right? And and I go into their rooms, and then this is the VA, this is like the hospital, and this is like the retirement home on the grounds of the VA. Man, it's so heartbreaking. You got these guys. I mean, they're ancient men and women, ancient. They're just walking down the hall in their wheelchair, and just wide eyed, and they'll sit outside, and I always make a point to talk to them, and then I have a funny story. I got a call to drop off an order like Taco Bell or something at one of the retirement dorms or whatever they call them. And I knock on the door. They wanted me to bring it into them. I walk in, and it's this guy and his wife. Right? I guess they have, their wives can be there with them or whatever. But they're like completely fucking naked, right? And they're, oh, you can just bring it in and put it on the table here. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, come on in. I didn't give a shit, but yeah, it was just. But I mean, at least they were together. They had their beds together, and they're holding each other's hands. And I don't know if they were just finishing up doing something or not, but I felt so sad because they're just sitting in there, and it's just like this is the end of their lives, and I'll be honest with you, the VA, what I've seen, I was never in the military, but I've been in plenty of military installations and barracks and all that kind of shit from friends and exes or whatever. It's just like that. It's just cold, just depressing. It just makes me sad. And I always make an effort to because a lot of these nurses I see, they don't do shit. They're like, in fact, I even hear them making fun of them. But there are nurses that are there, and they're like loving, and they're like supportive, and they're happy, and they're they're interacting with these guys and girls, and I always make an effort to say thank you for taking care of these guys, because it's just sad, man. Yeah, I mean, look, and listen, guys, and I hate to say this, but I'm not a huge, like, you know, just because you're a veteran, you automatically default, you're a better person or whatever. But I mean, I can acknowledge that these people have given a lot of themselves to this country's, service. And at the very fucking least, those that have been injured by the policies and the deployments of our fucking politicians and our nation need to be like taken care of, right? I mean, you can always dispute the cause or the political ramifications, whatever the fuck, right? But when it comes down to it, these guys, life and limb, right? Mangled, battered, damaged, destroyed. Our fucking military and our government needs to take care of them, man, because they're the way they are because of the policies and all that shit of our nation. And you got to take care of them. You can't just fucking throw them in the black, in a dark, damp fucking dungeon and just let them rot. That's not the right thing to do. Shit. It makes me sad, dude. Because I always make an effort to talk to these guys. And like, what's up there, youngster? I'm like laughing. And, they'll tell me what's going down in the day and whatnot. But yeah, we have a huge homeless population here in Temple, man. And a lot of them are vets, right? And look, that's one of my biggest things is the homeless. I mean, it just hurts my heart, dude, seeing, don't get me wrong. A lot of these people are mentally ill, or they just, they don't want help, but it's still heartbreaking. And I always make an effort to, like, whenever there's like a canceled order, from DoorDash or whatnot, I'll give it to the homeless. I'll just pull up and go, hey man, you hungry? There you go, dude. Help yourself. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks to see that. And you can tell a lot of these guys are vets because, when you start talking to them, they talk about, they stay close to the VA, right? So if they need, medical assistance, they're, the VA is right there, but they're just, they're walking the streets or they're sleeping in the fucking alleys and all. It's heartbreaking, dude. That's true, man. It's weird. I mean, I don't know. This world is so upside down. I mean, Jesus. I mean, let's just, what everybody's talking about right now is, the fucking fires in LA, right? I mean, the fire hydrants didn't have water. I mean, how the fuck does that happen? I mean, some heads have got to roll. And then so like, I guess the mayor of LA was like going to Ghana for some sort of whatever, right? Now, I don't fault her for going to Ghana because, that was on her agenda and she didn't know there was going to be a fire. Okay, I'm being fair here. But she's approached in the airport by a reporter, and this guy is like relentless. And he's like, "You have anything to say?" And she just stands there. Just fucking stands there. Doesn't say a fucking word. I'm like, yeah, you're gone. You are fucking gone. If you walk into that town, you're gonna be fucking lynched. That those people are gonna they're gonna storm the Bastille, and you're going to the fucking, someone's head's gonna roll. And Newsom needs to go. Whatever her fucking base or bass, she's got to fucking go. I mean, that's what happens when something really bad happens. Management, shit. I remember being at UPS, dude, and I worked the airport operation, and one of the workers, some dumb fuck, one of the workers drove a K loader, which is like this giant just machine that like it's like an elevator that elevates these big canisters and then it pushes them into the plane, right? This guy just drives right into like a fucking jet engine, destroys it. It's like a multi-million-dollar jet engine, right? Well, guess who got fired? This is UPS was union, right? Union shop. Guess who gets fired? The fucking manager. His supervisor and the manager got fired. And I'm like, I mean, is that fair? It's probably not completely fair, no, but I mean that's part of the things of being in management, man. You take the fucking brunt of your workers. That's why you got to be on people all the goddamn time. Well, that's exactly what's happening here. Those two fucks got to go. Their mismanagement or net neglect or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They got to go. They got to go. Get rid of them. And if Newsom had any fucking like aspiration to be president, forget it now, dude. Your home base hates you. I know, dude. I mean, getting old ain't for pussies. It really isn't. I mean, you think being 20, living in a loft apartment, working your ass off, and going to school is a bitch. Just wait till you're 51. Fucking knee. I mean, it's cold out down here, right? And my knees are just like locked up. I got arthritic knees, and my eyes are for shit. And I'm scared, and I'm like, the days of starting like. It's like, you remember back in the day when in your youth, you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking just work this job. I can do this shit. Digging ditches. I don't give a shit. I can do it. Shit, I can't do that stuff anymore, man. I gotta like pick and choose what kind of work I can do. Yeah. I mean hey, Trudeau and Newsom is a match made in hell, that's for sure. The white walls. I don't think I'll put white walls on this one, man. That's more Soviet than their parade, right? They had the white walls and their parade. It's like, what the fuck? Weirdness. Dictators and their parades, huh? It's white wall shit. All right, I'm putting so here's the suspension. I'm gonna attach the suspension to these things. Again, guys, it doesn't have to be perfect because guess what? It's on the bottom, right? And again, this is for wargaming. It's not for fucking show stuff. So, oh, dude, yeah, because the bastard that we are, me and Mel will watch those videos where people like slip and shit, and they'll just eat it, right? And did I put these on the wrong fucking thing? They just bite it. Okay, what we got here? It goes like that. This goes like this. It goes up. Is that the right? I think that's the right way. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see like just someone like shoveling snow or whatever, and then like slip, and they just tits up, and they're just like smack. That cannot feel good. I hear it like, I always freak out. It's like you hear like in Texas at least when there's a big powdering, you'll have like people having heart attacks and shit. I'm like, damn, because they're shoveling snow. I didn't even think of that. The level of exertion to just get the snow out of your fucking yard, kill you. That's crazy. How does this fucking fit on here? Let me glue this shit. Oh yeah, everybody loves watching fatties fall, even fatties. But we don't love it that much. But it is pretty funny. We watch like Mel's my channels are like news news and like wargaming and history and shit. And males are all this like tabloid and like we call it her trash TV. And yeah, she has a blast. But yeah, a lot of her videos are like, pets, like, dogs, walking off a pier, or, cats like jumping, trying to jump and just like fall over and stuff. That's what I fucking feel like, dude. Oh man, that's one thing. It's like I couldn't imagine. I know you're up. I know you're in the civilized part of Alaska, or at least I should say the not necessarily civil, but like the urbanized. But I mean, I couldn't imagine like what happens with the homeless, dude. I mean, I'm sure there's like, hopefully there's like warming stations or whatever they call it and all that kind of crap. But I'm a realist. I'm like, you know, governments have got to pay for that shit. It doesn't just happen. So it's like, does it happen? I mean, damn, that's crazy. 40 people? Damn, 40 people just kicking over because freezing to death. God, that's awful, dude. That's horrible. Man, that makes me sad, dude. I got a soft spot in my heart for the homeless, dude. I just listen, man. There is no easy solution for that, and I don't know. I've dwelled on it many a night, and I have I've given out here in Texas it gets hot, right? So you got people just dying of heat exposure. But and I'll give them water. I usually take a case of water with me during the summer, and I remember one day I was delivering, and there's a guy laying on the fucking railroad tracks. I mean, he was like laying like on his back on the railroad tracks. And I and it was funny because this was right by this like uppity like park that has like a golf course in it, right? And it's right outside of that park. And I'm driving down the road and I see like cars driving down the road that, come in the other direction I'm going. And then I get over the tracks. I see this dude just laying on the fucking tracks. I'm like, I slam on my fucking brakes. I'm like, holy shit. Dude, are you okay? He's like, oh, I'm like, dude, are you all right? He's like, oh yeah, I'm cool, man. You got anything to drink? I'm like, yeah, dude. I gave him like a gallon of fucking water. I'm just like, I mean, for whatever reason, they're like that. They're still a fucking human being, and shit. It was nuts. But that guy was just, I mean, he was sprawled out on the fucking railroad tracks. Like, he was fucking sleeping on him. And he's like, yeah, I just fell asleep, dude. I'm like, all right, dude, get off the tracks, man. Here, and I gave him like $5 too. I'm like, go get something to eat, bro. Shit. Oh man, yeah, drunks and dopers. I mean, yeah, dude, it's as innocent as that. You just like, some dumbass, shoots up and then he just sits down, assuming that, just taking a breather or whatever, and boom, you're dead. And -5, I mean, how long would it take for you to just freeze solid? Fuck. And I'm sure like nutrition and stuff has a lot to do with like all that too, right? Your ability to defend off the cold and stuff. I mean, if you're like, malnourished or dehydrated or whatever, I'm sure that doesn't fucking help at all. It's rough, man. I feel for these people. I mean, I know a lot of them, that's, they're fucked up, but shit, they're still humans. And if I can help, I mean, I do what I can do. I mean, I don't kill myself doing it, but if there's someone hurting, and I can give them, I mean, what's giving a gallon of water to some dude, right? I mean, what is, well, I'm not a rich dude either, guys. I mean, I'm a paycheck to paycheck kind of guy. I'm one paycheck, away from the fucking street. But if I got $5 or, I got a gallon of water, in my car and I see some guy laying on the fucking railroad tracks, yeah, I can do without, some Taco Bell tonight or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it sucks. It's a scary thing. And I sit here and me and Mel got really upset one night because she saw this lady, this woman on the street. And guys, she was younger than we were, right? She was just, and it's just like she just walking the street. Not walking the street like a hooker or something, but just like walking the fucking street. She got nowhere to live. She's laying in the street and just fucking heartbreaking, dude. But yeah, that's so calories. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, man, that's rough. That's rough. Woo. That's something you don't even think about. It's like you got these extreme weathers. I mean, it's just like I remember watching something again. I kind of follow a lot of the homeless stuff in different areas of the country, and I watched this one video about they were in like New Mexico or Arizona or something, right? And this was like August, and they had these fucking people were just, they're of course they're addicts or drunks or whatever the fuck, but they're sitting there and they're fucking dying. I mean, they're dying, and and people are driving around giving them water and stuff, and like here's like a hat. Here, have a hat. At least keep the fucking sun out of your face or whatever. I don't know, man. It's rough. It's rough. You want to help, but a lot of people don't want to be helped, and then people take advantage, and our agencies, perpetual homelessness, to I don't know, man. It sucks. But that's the world. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But all right, guys. So shit. So I got the whole. Yeah, you're wasteful. My big thing, dude, is like I take care of everybody else except I'm like the last person that I take care of. It's like I take care of my kids, I take care of Mel. Mel's folks are a little bit older, and we're helping them out. I love them to death, and they need some help once in a while, and we're here for them. And we got our kids, or one of our daughters is starting off new. She's out in the world fresh, and I got another kid that's going to be doing that soon, and I've got a special needs kid, and I just I'm taking care of. It just seems like I'm taking care of every. So I don't spend a lot on myself, I guess. I'm telling you, every purchase that I get, guys, is like meticulous. Like, okay, I want this one thing. So like this model kit right here, right? I went to eBay, I went to Amazon, I went to what is it? Facebook Marketplace, and I went to a couple other like model exchange sites, right? And I found the cheapest fucking one out of like 5 or 6 different sites, right? And I found this. I think I bought this for like $18 on eBay, coming from Japan, right? So there you go. This came. It took like 2-3 weeks to get. I think it took like 2 or 3 weeks to get here, but shit, it's still a Tamai kit. And, it's no big deal. But yeah, every purchase is like, you know, researched and trying to get the cheapest. Yeah, I saw one of your HS. I saw one of your Facebook posts where it's almost like a Bermuda Triangle in Alaska, like where like tons of people die. So tell me a little bit about that. What's that about? Is that just like, I mean, are those just like areas that like, oh shit, hold on guys. It's my phone. Hey mama. No. Actually, I'm live feeding. I'm webbing it. I'm on a live feed on YouTube. But no, what's up? This is my ex-wife Amy, and the mother of my children. Would you like to say hi? Say hi to everybody. So there you go. That's Amy. She's cool. All right. So what's up? Yes. Let me call you tomorrow, and we'll hammer out the details. We'll bring pizza, and we'll bring all the gifts and stuff. Okay. All right. Give them kids my love. All righty. Bye bye. I'm lucky. Me and my ex get along, so that's good. If you look, man, sometimes things don't work out right in relationships, and especially if you got kids involved. And if it don't work out, they don't work out, right? But you can still be civil and you can still be supportive with each other. Like the kids stay with me for like 10 years, and then just the last couple of years the kids are staying with their mom. So my little ones are with their mom right now. So, but we see them all the time, and we're gonna go. We had this is a belated Christmas because shit, dude, we got sick on Christmas, and like I said, my son has a compromised immune system, so we can't be bringing shit into the house because seriously, guys, it could kill him. He get even like colds, and I shouldn't say colds, but fevers is a hospital event, and like especially if COVID and that kind of shit, because Mel got COVID and it knocked the shit out of her. I got it too. It didn't do much to me, but man, it knocked the shit out of Mel. And yeah, so we just gotta be careful. But anyway, but yeah, so Sunday is a belated Christmas, so that's cool. No, my ex-wife. Yeah, I call her mama. It's like she calls me dad, and I call her mama because it's just something to call each other with when the kids are growing up. And it's also cool because in Mel, a lot of people could be really immature and fucking get jealous or whatever the fuck. But Mel's cool, man. She realizes that we have kids together, and they're pal. I mean, they're not like best friends or anything, but they're civil to each other. They like each other. There's no weirdness. And her new husband is a great man, Jim. He's fantastic. He's a great stepdad. He's awesome, and pretty cool. So I lucked. We all lucked out having like mature, partners and exes, and we could still get along and take care of the kids and have that we're like a family. We consider each other family, and we help each other out if we can or whatever. So okay, so back to the Bermuda Triangle, dude. The Bermuda Zone is just a totally remote area, no infrastructure, so no help. You might as well be on the moon. Bad radio comms too. Oh, okay. So it's just like a dead zone. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, it's a pretty big. Oh shit, she just humors me, dude. Yeah. So HS asks, does Mel war game or does she just humor you with it? Mel's a gamer. She loves board games and she loves video games. Wargaming is a little much for her, but don't get me wrong. I mean, the game we play is a modified version of Battleground, and it can be kind of crunchy, but she's got it down. I mean, it's a fight to fight her every game. I mean, she's sneaky. She's a great opponent. And yeah, but for the most part, she likes board games more than wargaming. But she has a good time. It's like a lot of people. You just got to get them to the table, and then once they're there, they just have a blast. So she has a good time. We play with some of my buddies. We usually, if we can, we'll go hang out with them and play. And she has a great time. It's like 5 or 6 of us, and these are old timers. They're all like in their 60s and 70s, and they've been gaming forever. You should see their gaming collection; it's amazing. But yeah, we go up there and they have a good time. Mel has a good time. That's what it's about, man. It's about just having fun. If you're gaming and you're not having fun, shit, dude, you're doing something wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Speaking of that line, oh yeah, so Dust. So like, okay, guys, so Dust is like it's like a board game, right? Like when you get to like the latter versions of Dust, like Dust 1947, that's more of a war game or Dust Warfare, whatever the fuck they call it. It's an actual war game. But Dust plays like a really simplistic board game, right? So it's a great gateway game to Weird War. She loves it. Her and our friend Kaylee, she's a big fan of it too. I meant Colette. Sorry, Kaylee. What the hell? But anyway, she's a big fan of it too. So and when they get together, they play it a lot. They have a lot of fun playing against each other. But yeah, it's really fucking easy. It's so weird because it's such a. I mean, I really love what Dust did. They melded wargaming with modeling, right? Because I know Paolo was like, he was selling like 135 scale models of a lot of this shit before he went into wargaming, and their models are like, they feel really like World War II ish, and and they're great kits. They look like what you would see in World War II if they had walkers and stuff. They did a really good job with it. It's a shame it all kind of fell apart out there at the end, but yeah, it happens. Money and COVID really put the screw to it, I think. But yeah. Hey, DB, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. This is something you smoke. You probably do. You smoke some of that too. The one thing so what I think it does, Dust, it plays like a board game until you get to like the wargaming version of it. Like I think it's Dust Warfare. And that becomes it's kind of a simplified. It feels 40K-ish a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the rules because it's really simplistic. I mean, I play it; it's fun, because it's fun to play with people. You just play it, but it's not my preferred game. But it's simplistic rules, and I don't like the alternative history where they get rid of the Nazis. It's just like, what's so stupid? It's like, what's World War II without Hitler's dumbass and the Nazis? I mean, that's fucking kind of started it. It's just like, ugh. If he wasn't around, the Germans would just quit. They just stop. Anyway, but yeah, I think they kind of pushed out there a little bit, and they got and the big thing is Dust got expensive, man. It just got. I mean, I get it. I mean, that's some superior quality stuff. Like their mechs and stuff look fantastic, and a lot of their figures are great, but I think they priced themselves to death, man. It was expensive. Okay, yeah, the 135 stuff, yeah, it's not the game. If you're a war gamer, Dust doesn't play like a war game. It plays like a board game. It's really, this unit has a special rule and that's what it does. And I hear you. I hear you about it doesn't play like a war game. It plays like a board game. All right, so we're on the fenders. The fenders look like a pain in the butt. Don't want to do the fenders. So that's what's cool about model kits. You can just, nope, I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that tomorrow. So DB, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Did you dodge the bad weather, or did you get hit with it? I'm trying to think if it hit the East Coast. I can't remember if all that what is it, the Arctic cone or Arctic, I I don't remember how they called it. Some new term, the Arctic bubble or the static warp bubble. That's for all you Star Trek fans. The static warp bubble. You gotta love that sci-fi, just techno jargon. Look at that. See, that armored car looks stupid without its fenders, doesn't it? It's pretty well. Look at the angle says. Okay. 20 degrees, damn. 7 inch, damn. I mean, so DB HS is up in Alaska, right? So he's used to the crazy shit, but 20-degree, I don't know. I don't know. I guess is that common over by you? New England? I guess so. Oh, hell, I don't know. I'm Texan. I've only lived in Texas. I mean, I've lived all over Texas. I mean, northern Texas has actually like seasons, and then if you get to Central Texas or lower, it's just hot, humid, and it might be cold for like a month. It's done. But yeah, but spinners, yeah. I'll put those like curb feelers on it, right? So it's as it's reconning, those curb feelers let them know that it's a tight fit. Yeah, DC. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty far south. I don't know. Virginia, DC. It's so funny. It's like my ex used to live in DC, and she said that she took a train to Delaware or New York or whatever the fuck. I'm like, it takes like 3 weeks to get out of Texas. And I couldn't imagine what Alaska's like. Holy shit. But I mean, you're up in Anchorage, right, dude? HS or the Anchorage area. I mean, how long does it take you to get out of the state, like by car, like going south? I wonder if I could glue these. Yeah, I guess so. So guys, I'm skipping now because these fenders, these look like see, look at the fender bits. You got like the fucking, was it the jack? You got a jack right there. You got the horn. You got like the entrenching tools. You got a fire extinguisher. Another horn. You got a license plate. What else you got? Let's see what's on the other. On this one, you got. There's another fire extinguisher. These are probably ammo boxes or some shit, or just stowage boxes. Another license plate. Ah, shit. 2 days. Yeah. Shit, that'd be like from Central Tech. That'd be like West Texas to East Texas. About 2 days. It ain't 2 days. It's like, I want to say it's like 15 hours maybe to transverse all of Texas. I think, I can't remember. Yeah, Alaska's big, and trust me, guys. HS will remind us how big fucking Alaska is. What is that you gave? So if you're privy to HS's Facebook, he puts like these memes like, in the year of our Lord, whatever, Texas realized it really was the second largest state or whatever. And they show like a picture of Texas inside Alaska. It's like this little speck inside this giant Alaska. It's amazing, guys. I mean, if you put like, those kind of comparison shots, dude, Alaska is fucking massive. I mean, it is massive. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so it's not too bad, I guess, for you to get out of the state. Do you ever see the Deadliest Catch, guys? I love that. It's like you'll be out of state, right? And they'll you go, "Oh, you're from Texas? Do you know, fucking whoever?" "Oh yeah, dude. There's only like a 5 bazillion people in fucking Texas." I don't know that guy. I'm sorry. We got a bunch of celebrities, right, that live in Austin, in the Austin area. That's where we're at. We're about an hour north of Austin. And I'll hear like, "Hey, did you see Quentin Tarantino?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude, I see him every fucking day." Or Robert Rodriguez or Joe Rogan or whoever the fuck. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I see him all the time, dude. Yeah." It's like, no, I don't see him. Eight. If you cross into Alaska in the morning, you can reach Anchorage by about 8 or 9 o'clock. Oh, okay. Oh, did they? Oh, that sucks, man. I know. Logging and oil and natural gas. I mean, that's Alaska's lifeblood. I remember watching something about like Nevada or something, or I think it's Nevada. It might be New Mexico. I don't know. One of the desert states. They were talking about like the government owns like 80% of the fucking land in the fucking state, right? So like the state, there's no tax base because they don't. There's first of all, there's no one can own any of the fucking land, right? It's all government. And then like, oh, you can't do that here. So it's like the states are like, well, fuck, how are we gonna tax? How are we gonna build a road if we don't have anybody here that we can tax? Yeah, it was amazing. I think it was Nevada. I think Nevada like 80, 75, 80% of it is fucking owned by the government. So it's like, it's a poor fucking state. Oh hell yeah! I've driven across Texas quite a few times, man. It's fun. Texas is like it's got like deserts and it's got swamps. It's got plains. It's got woods. It's got hills. A little rocky. It's got the Gulf. The only thing we don't have is I want to say Texas has almost all the land or the region types except one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, have you? Oh, that's cool. Whatever happened to her? She kind of disappeared. She was not hard to look at. I don't even remember her policy or what I don't even remember her policies or whatever. But I remember she was a cutie. You guys get ready because the Russians are like, we're going to take Alaska back. It's like shit. Whatever. Good try. You can't even get over to the far right I can't get to the far east of Russia anyway. You guys dumb. All right, guys. Shit, what time is it? It's fucking 9:30 here. No tundra. There you go. We don't have any tundra. We have deserts. We got tropical. We got woodland. We got limited mountains. We got swamps. We got woodland. Yeah, I don't think tundra. Yeah. See, Alaska got federal money because we need infrastructure. Statehood was supposed to allow us to develop. Instead, we've gotten enslaved to federal money. And yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. I watched what is that? Life Below Zero. Me and my daughter watched that like religiously. We had a good time watching that. I really find it fascinating about like the native, like the laws, like the special laws, like the native tribes have. I think that's kind of cool. Like they can hunt certain things because it's like they can hunt seal and shit. but Whitey can't. That's kind of cool. You know, I guess they have access to land or something. I don't fucking know, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool to see. But you know, it's wild because they'll show like how a lot of these people live, and it's fucking crazy. It's wild. Driving snowmobiles on the tundra and cutting holes in the ocean, fishing and shit. That's some hardcore, man. That's some living. That's some off the grid living shit right there. Oh, so bad, HS. That's bad. Tundra Tucson. What are the big shoes that you got the Alaskans wear? Like the big furry shoes. There's like Mooklock or something like that. Those look awesome. Mucklocks, I think they're called, or something like that. Those look comfortable, man. It's like wearing a sweater on your fucking feet. Well, guys, it's getting late. DB, we need to hook up and chill, man. I'm off. I'm actually Mucklocks. That's it. I'm off. We'll get together, dude. We'll hang out. Yeah, HS. If you ever want to hang out, dude, let me know, man. It'd be cool. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it. Like say we got that far. We got the hull, we got the wheels, suspension. So it's coming together. But all right, guys. Well, whatever you guys do, I don't know if you work tomorrow, you know, good luck with work. If not, if you actually have weekends off, then good on you. But whatever you do, don't do, but do keep it weird, okay? All right, guys. HS, thanks for coming by. DB, everybody go check out Dungeon Brush Babbles. Dungeon Brush Babbles. It's hard to say in like one fluid sentence. Dungeon Brush Babbles. Go check out his shit. It's fucking awesome. HS is always around, being weird, which is awesome. And Tiki the Hut. You guys go check out Tiki stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. All right. I'll put the links of all the stuff I was talking about probably tomorrow because I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired. But it's good to see everybody. And stay warm and keep it weird. See you guys. Let's see which button to push here.